Welcome back to another podcast with Darnell Scott, Rich Media. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing a great man to the platform. He has given me information. He showed me something that I needed to see years ago. When I went into his spot and I seen him there and I seen him interacting and having a business, it just made my day because then I knew for sure that maybe I can run a business too. Today, I'm a business owner. Today, I feel so good, and I had to give him the water the I can right now. So this dude right here, father, married, entrepreneur, still doing this thing. I feel so good to introduce my guy, my friend, Devin Monk Sanders. Devin,
What's
how
up?
you doing, brother? How you doing?
All right.
Yes,
Just
sir.
being
Yes,
blessed and
sir.
hanging in there and trying to make a way out of no way.
Hey, you doing it, brother. You still doing it. Still
Trying,
doing
I'm
it.
trying.
Man, I'm so thankful, man. I just wanted to water the flowers, man, because like I said on the introduction, the brief introduction, man, again, I can't never over water. You can't overwater no flower when it's hot outside, man. You've been hot. You've been cooking for a long time. You've been doing your thing. People talk about your work all the time. We go into whatever you want to talk about as far as your work is concerned. But I think people should know what you do because what you do is very special, indeed. So what I want to talk about first is I want to just say thank you, man. Thank you for starting a business. Thank you for not being scared to start your business. I really appreciate it because when I walked, like I said, when I walked into your spot and I seen you, I seen somebody who came from where I came from, doing something that nobody else had done. You was like one of the first people. I seen some other activities, but police look at them, but what you was doing was legal and it was beautiful and everything. I was just like, man, how can I be like Monk? I kept thinking to myself over and over, and then finally, as you see on my hat, my art just kept pushing me, pushing me, pushing me. Then I ended up coming out being a photographer and doing it and intertwining my businesses together. So, how did you come from the point of because we was in poverty? Everybody around us was poor. Nobody had like a rich idea about anything. How did you have a rich mindset to start your business? No, man, even though we seen all that crazy stuff going on around us, man. Talk to me, man.
Oh, well, I like to say thank you, man, for inviting me on your show. I appreciate the introduction. I, it's been a long time coming that you see people out here that take the time to acknowledge you, because I seen, different publications, different magazines, different media outlets, different uh, uh, podcasts and shows. And I always wonder, like, man, why is they skipping over me and they talking to them people? Well, I know them people they talking to, I influenced them. So I just like to thank you for that, for recognizing me, for, being some type of inspiration to you. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I inspired a lot of people, not trying to brag on me, but it's just the truth. And, people inspired me. That's how I go, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't always get acknowledgement for that. So thank you for that. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
for that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just try to get it out the mud. I always consider myself a smart person,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that had to have information that I always sought out information that everybody didn't have, or at least
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't acting on it. So
Mm-hmm.
that right there propelled me, I think, amongst my peers, because everybody do one thing, and if you're doing two other things with that, it's just
Mm-hmm.
gonna make you that much more well rounded.
Mm-hmm.
For when the shit hit the fan,
Yes, sir.
you have something to fall back on.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket, and just try to multiply what God give you. So that,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the basic foundation of how I move. You know what I'm saying? Just try to learn more. Always being competitive. And yeah, like I said, just try to learn more than what the next man know, or what you know. Try to,
Mm-hmm.
boss up on yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
know, especially somebody like me that go come off as a know-it-all. You know,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that knowing something that other people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to one up myself a lot of times because you know they say you don't want to be the smartest man in the room, but when you are, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you got to top your own goals, break your own record. So you know, just better yourself basically. And like I said, that's just some of the tenets and the foundations of you know how I do my thing, how I stay motivated.
You have to break it.
That's,
See, the thing is, somebody got to be the smartest person in the room. Somebody got to be the smartest. Because I always hear people, if you the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. Well, not if I'm the teacher. Not if I'm the one that's helping people to get themselves to the next level.
yeah,
Excuse me. So, man, powerful information. Like I always say to people, man, information is not just power. Information is just information. Behind me, I got a lot of information. In my office, I got a lot of information. In my front room, I got a lot of information, but it's just information. It ain't nothing but information until I apply the information. So first of all, I want to know, um, and feel free. And you said something about bragging on yourself, bro. Please brag on yourself. Please talk about it because your story, how you came out of got it out the mud, bro. Somebody need to hear that story. They need to hear it because it'll inspire somebody to make a move rather than sitting there paralyzed and not doing nothing for themselves. So please, if it's bragging, please brag. I need you to brag because I already learned something from you already. You know what I'm saying? I have to break my own record. I have to go after my own goals and like look at my goals, frame a new goal, and break it. And not worry about the competition because when you're in creation mode, competition don't exist. So, what did you read to get that information? Like, what kind of things did you read? Like, what's your favorite book? I need that.
that's a big question.
Yeah.
Uh, I read a lot of books, you
Mm-hmm.
know, sales Bible. I mean, you talking in my 20s, but early on in life, you know, I started with the Bible.
Yeah.
That was the knowledge book then. Just breaking it down, trying to understand it, getting with other smart men and women and preachers and pastors. You know, some of them look at it as a religious thing, but you know, there's a lot of information and knowledge and how to make money in there too.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, being right with your fellow man, and those are some building blocks. Those are
Mm-hmm.
basics. You know, you got to be a solid person. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we all fall short, we all fall down, we all get into stuff we ain't supposed to do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it just depends on how you come up out of that and persevere and make a new way. You know, that's a building block of how you can move forward. But yeah, I had to say the Bible, man. That was one of the big one. But I don't take nothing for granted. You know, outside of the school books, you know, because the Bible was always mysteries. You know, it's infamous. It's you know, it's authorized and then it was ordained and all this stuff, and you know, then it was hidden, and you know, there's a lot of to that, a lot to it. So, but
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
after the Bible, you know, I just got into just I took it upon myself to learn everything, man. Read every book, basically,
Mm-hmm.
answer every mystery. You know, that's a big part of my foundation too. Just like you said, information and even knowledge, and just everything I can come across that was out of the norm, or if you read this, you'll get intelligent. I probably read it. You know, all the
Mm-hmm.
common, all the great ones. You know, Ivan Ben Serta, John Henry Clark. You know, Deepak Chopra. You know, Shatiki Gowan, Francis Quest Wilson, you know,
Wow.
Shazar Ali, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, you know, all those type of, you know, figureheads and people, that's a big part of who I am too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I use, you know, those master teachers, knowledge and information to better myself, make myself more astute, and to answer a bunch of questions that I had early on in life, you know, in my teenage years. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I used to go to the mosques. I used to go to churches. You know, I used to go out of town and go to mosques just for to be in a room with. people that I knew that was probably smarter than me and further
Mm-hmm.
along than me. I always
Mm-hmm.
used that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to do that nowadays. To
Right.
find a lot of people that's smarter than you that you can be in a room with. But early on in life, I did that. I did
Mm-hmm.
that. I made sure I talked to all the old people I seen on bus stops. You know,
Mm.
I would pique their brain. If I seen somebody that looked like they was 70 or 80 years old or older when I was 15, I made sure I talked to them, said something to them, to get a response back, to get some information. That that's a big part of who I am, just knowledge based and information based. Not even that you may act on it or pursue a career in a knowledge, but you'll have that foundation to be able to solve problems and stuff like that. So, you know, I had a paper route when I was young, and I mastered it. I grew it into multiple blocks. I won a gang of contests, and that motivated me, inspired me. And this is like before high school. So by the
Mm.
time I got to high school, I didn't like doing regular stuff or stuff that everybody did. I joined ROTC, and I broke records in that. I was at Howe
Mm.
High School right here in Indianapolis. I became an officer. I went to a summer camp. Nobody else did this stuff. You
Mm.
know, it had to be recommended, and my higher ROTC instructors, they recommended me to do this thing called OCS. It's Officers Candidate School. So I did that and I
Mm.
completed that. It's basically a basic training where you don't get paid. It's just
Mm.
like building you. So when I
Mm.
came back to high school out there in Amber Woods, where I grew up at,
Mm.
formidable years, coming of age story, if you will.
Mm.
I was an officer in sophomore, and I was going to Warren and Marshall at the same time. So
Mm.
they would see me, and I was kind of small back then. All the other my peers and stuff, they was like, man, because I had cords on my stuff,
Mm.
Ray, and had my little badges and ribbons and stuff on. It was like, how did he? Who are you? And where did you get all those medals and stuff from?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
joined the drill team. I won a state championship right
Mm.
there when I was coming up, being bad and managed and what they call it, tumultuousness.
Yeah. Yes,
I did
sir.
a lot of that. I had a state championship under my belt. So
Mm.
it made me kind of different, and I was instrumental and pivotal in getting us that state championship for John Marshall High School when it was a high
Mm.
school. I'm sure the trophy's right there in the cabinet. And then from then, I just, I joined the real army. And then, when I came back from that, it was just all business. I had foundations, I had intellect, and I had to put all that somewhere. So I started making the shirts and, commercially, I got my business going, when I was 26, 26. So I've been doing this or making shirts or having my t-shirt business, one of my businesses, since back then, since 26. I'm 52 now. So,
Mm.
I started it, I expanded it, I learned all types of stuff. I taught myself all types of stuff, Photoshop. A lot of people got degrees in that. If I ever need something to fall back on, I can have a Photoshop career right now, just doing logos, graphics. Nowadays you got NFTs, and just staying abreast of all that stuff. Make a long story short, I expanded my t-shirt business store right up there in Washington and Post.
Yes, sir.
Liberty Bell Flea Market shut down now and being reopened, but where I was, I ended up getting the whole backside of that. Having inventory and employees. Then I branched out. I got another store. I had two stores that I ran for
Mm.
5 years, and just always kept learning different stuff. And I got into airbrushing and making signs, which they're all separate businesses. But once you master something, you can bring on something. I wouldn't suggest to anybody to try to take on a lot without
Mm.
mastering at least one of those things first. So I just never stopped. Having websites and building websites. It's like there's a lot of stuff that I do that I don't promote. And websites it's a big one, and 800 numbers and auto responding. Now I manage a multi-million-dollar commercial real estate assets, and I sell offices and office space. And just to name a few, we're gonna get into stock and credit and crypto and all that stuff that I'm this is very much part of who I am. I always
Yeah.
call myself a thug nerd. So
Mm,
all you thugs out there,
yeah.
remember it's balance. Do bad, you gotta do good, and you want your good to outweigh your bad. All right, because we all gonna fall short. We all gonna do something we ain't got no business doing, and some of us got lucky and didn't do prison times for. We didn't go to prison. I said we, because a lot of us we did a bunch of stuff that we had to pay back some type of other way,
Hmm.
which I always made it a point to people that are wronged or anything like that, that I gave that life up and try to correct the mistakes, my own. Put yourself through your own restitution without anybody having to make
Mm.
you do it, so you can clear your head and move on with your life. But it's just a little bit about what I do.
My God. Now, you just said a lot of stuff, brother. And I love everything you said. See, your story, man, is so inspirational to me. One, because one of my mentors right now, I call him my mentor. It's like, you got two people at the stoplight, and you say to yourself, I'm gonna race them. They don't even know you're racing. So this dude is like a mentor to me because I got all his content, got his books, and I'm actually joining one of his mastery programs Monday for a week. You know what I mean? But what you said was mastery. You've got mastery, and what I learned from you and from him, same thing. He said the exact same thing as you. This dude makes all kind. He just make a lot. He just make people rich. Is what he do. You know, because he gives the principles straight from the Bible. He don't even use no other. He only read the Bible. He only find his business in the Bible. So when you said that, I'm like, man, Monk, man, he got that gift.
Yeah,
Now it's apparent why you excelled in so many things because of your mindset. It's apparent why you excel, and that's a beautiful thing, brother. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You should be applauded, brother. You said the good must outweigh the bad. Beautiful, brother. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I hope that this helps somebody. I hope this helps somebody. If it ain't helping you, you need to rewind it and listen to it again because he said some things. He gave you like 19 businesses in 15 minutes. He gave you 19 businesses, just listening
yeah.
to what he said. And you took mastery. So just kept learning and improving yourself, man. I really appreciate you sharing that information, man. It really helps me. It really, really helps me. And it's going to sharpen me because when I go back and listen to it, I listen to this podcast probably 10 times. I'm going to listen to it and I'm going to glean. I'm going to pull. I got a book that I'm writing right now. I call it Mental Scraps. And what I do is I want to write things down that make me, that build me. You know how we can go to the scrap yard. And if you creative enough, you can build yourself a car from the scrap yard. So I felt like I could build with the right type of words and right type of information. I feel like I could build me, you know, because I believe that in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. I believe that. I took that to heart. When I read that, I said, now, wait a minute. So I can use a word, and that word will somehow intertwine with God, then that somehow that word can be elevated so big, that it get God attention. Powerful, brother. So I love what you're saying right now. I really hope that y'all understand. This is a great man right here. He's a father. He's a husband. He's a good brother in the community. He serves people. I have no doubt that people come to him all the time, probably cannot afford to pay for the value that he brings. But I'm sure that this wise man helps people no matter what, and I'm thankful for you, man. 26 years old, so you've been in business for 26 years.
Is that how many it is? Oh, okay.
26 years,
Yeah,
brother.
it's up there.
26.
I know I
Man,
was saying 20 years for a couple years too long,
yeah, I do
so
that.
yeah.
I've been saying 20 years I've been doing photography for more than 20, but I just say 20 because it sounds good.
Right.
No,
Right.
no, nobody want to hit 25. They want to hit 20.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So I work with kids, and the kids I work with, they don't. It's something like blocking the path. Like they got mountains of things in front of their eyes. They can't see nothing beyond like right now. All they see is right now. They don't see their future, and then they have no remorse for what they did in the past. If they do something to somebody, they hurt somebody's feelings or something like that, they have no remorse at all. So, have you taken on? Have you ever had a mentor? Has somebody mentored you, or have you been
Mm,
mentored? Yeah, let me
not
talk to
directly,
me.
but I always use people because it's like this person great. They might not even know it, but you see something in them that they don't. I just latch on to that. So I didn't
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of mentors. It's like trying to imitate somebody famous or something that you
Mm-hmm.
see on TV. You're not seeing they everyday, day to day pitfalls and stuff. You just see them on the screen doing something good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of ways to get mentors, but I would have to think if I had any directly. When I talk about having a paper route, I looked at him as kind of a mentor. He was like a cool older guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he had something that I wanted, that paper route job, and you know, just him, telling because as a little kid, you go and imagine going door to door collecting money from people. It seems like that's unheard of nowadays. I mean, as a 13-year-old or 12 or 11, at nighttime, you there, paper boy, I'm here to collect your money. You give him a little ticket. So just learning that, that I look at him as a mentor. His name is Marv.
Mm-hmm.
We always just teasing Marvin is gay. Marvin Gaye was a big artist back in the 80s, early 80s.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot from him. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and we got our fathers and stepfathers, things like that. But
Mm-hmm.
the little things, the little time I had with him in my life, it pushed me far. Just when I look through my life, that's one of the things that stand out. Man, remember you had that paper.
Mm-hmm.
You had the one block and they had a contest with
Mm-hmm.
you get a case of Coke if you did good or whatever this and that. And I just ended up with way more blocks as a kid than what I should have had.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good for me. So I looked at him as a mentor. You know,
Wow.
uh, you know,
Man.
there's times
So
where I tried to help kids with athletics and disabled kids, showing them that they can do it. You might not can do it like him, but you still can do it. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
To fill your life up. If it's just jumping a
Mm-hmm.
rope. I used to assist with kids that had disabilities when I was in grade school myself. But
Mm-hmm.
you play with your friends on the basketball court, but then I would, you know, help these disabled kids, on my own. None of my kid
Mm-hmm.
friends helped me. So,
Mm-hmm.
just learning stuff and trying to give back like that way. Now that I'm older, I'm looking to get into that to help some people directly, that
Mm-hmm.
want it. Some people that don't want it, you probably heard the phrase, everybody ain't gonna make it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that's a liken to the people who don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can try to help people and show them the way and put your all into it, but
Mm-hmm.
if they don't want it, uh, you need to move on to somebody who want it but don't know how to do it. Depending on what you're trying to pursue. You know,
Nice.
but just a little bit on that. You got another question? I don't know if I got off topic.
No, sir. No, 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 man. I love stories, man. Stories is what set the world free. It's what set the world free, man. A lot of people don't take the time to craft they honorable word down because I believe every person is supposed to write their journey. You know what I mean? I'm just the type of person I believe everybody should have a book because one, did I lose you? Let me see. I think I'm not sure if I lost you or not. There we
I'm
go.
still here. I can see you
Okay.
and everything.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Froze up on my end. Then that's okay. So I think everybody should write a book. One because we ain't on. We are finite. But when we put our word down, we become a form of infinite because as long as our word remains, then we can always help somebody. So, all that wisdom you got, have you ever considered writing a book to put that information in other people's and the opportunity, like you said, if they want it, they want it. If they don't want it, that's cool. If you want to stay the same, that's cool. No. A person can be successful at a gas station. You know, I talked about it another time, but some people, that's their success level, and that's all they really want, and that's cool. If a person just want to be a good mom, a good parent, or a teacher, or a doctor, whatever they want to be, that's cool. But if you want more out of life, you know, for those type of people, have you ever considered maybe, you know, jotting down a few notes for them?
Oh yeah, it's a big part. Trying to be a teacher and teach people, it's a big part of who I am too. And it's one of like, Star Trek. It's the final frontier for me to
Mm,
put all this stuff that I know and, to something solid that's
mm-hmm.
gonna outlive me. That's my goal. To
Man,
leave. I mean, you got your kids.
mm-hmm.
They don't always do right. So,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
leave a book or something like that, some information that everybody can just have a piece of you basically forever. And nowadays with the internet, and I don't see this world going backwards,
Mm-hmm.
to the rapture come, what have you. But yeah, some information like that,
Mm-hmm.
these podcasts and videos, and this stuff is gonna outlast us.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, that's I would like to do that. I'm working towards that. Once I get
Mm-hmm.
freed up, Lord willing, the creek don't rise. I'm
Mm-hmm.
having me a book sooner or later. Most
Man,
definitely. Yeah.
I need that. Hey, if we both still walking on this side, you know, I'm one of the people that pray this prayer. But thank you, Father, that I heard the words, "Well done, my faithful servant. Come on into the kingdom." That's what I want to hear, and that's why I decided years ago to try to live my life right. But I ain't know how to do it right because I ain't have an example to trace. You know what I mean? I ain't have a blueprint to follow. So all I seen was people doing XYZ. So I felt like that's what I had to do. But now at 40, well, I'm 49 years old now. Crazy, brother. Crazy to be 49 years old with all this on my face. That's just crazy to me. You know, because I looked at back at a picture, I don't know, one even 15 years ago. It was just all black, you know what I mean? And so yeah, man, we going somewhere. So with the kids, man, that I mentor, I want they gotta listen to my podcast. They gotta listen to them. That's a part of my business. You know what I mean? So when I talk to the kids, what could you say directly to a kid right now that does not understand that his choices will can either propel him into something that he expects or restrain him. You know, what is there something you can say to a kid, and you can be as brief or as long as you want, brother?
Well, something I can say is this, which a lot of them probably know this, but then being young, you don't have all the ins and outs of how to do stuff. But 'cause to me, we living in the future now. Future when I was a youngster, like it's here now. Everything we imagine is here and beyond.
Mm,
So, if, I'm a financial guy. I try to do things to make money. I'm an entrepreneur. So I
mm,
would say, learn yourself, how to code, do some, programming. It's not that expensive. You can get stuff off of YouTube, like I said, internet nowadays.
mm-hmm.
That
Yes,
would be
sir.
a big one because there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of millionaires and six-figure earners and things like that. They basically play games and stuff nowadays
Mm-hmm.
all day, but that stuff makes money.
Yeah, yeah.
Just playing it, not even designing it or creating it. Just playing it makes you money nowadays. This thing called crypto with these companies and how the world is moving right now. So yeah, I would definitely, if I had my chance to tell kids something you didn't have to figure it out, I would definitely say to start, you know, playing the games to earn money and to learn how to code and things like that. That's a big one nowadays. You got your stock. You can get into stock as a kid. You have a bank account as a kid. As a kid, I knew somebody under 18. You know, these things are available to you nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
We had them when we was younger, the little squirrel club, bank account, this and that. But for me, it wasn't fruitful, and it was just something to have without even knowing what's in it.
Mm-hmm.
So nowadays, if you apply that game to one of these financial products out here, stock, credit, gaming, crypto, it's gonna take you a long way in 10 years. So that I would start there where people are nowadays.
Okay, so all right, so I got a personal question. All of them was personal, but I got another personal question. So you understand NFTs then? You understand how that game works?
Yeah, yeah, I got a little
Okay.
knowledge on this.
All
Yeah.
right, so we're gonna have to do a. I'm gonna have to. I need to consult. I need you to consult me, brother, because I actually want to figure out how I can intertwine that with this. I want to
Oh
be a.
yeah.
I
Oh,
want to figure out how I can
this.
intertwine those two because I
Yeah.
see how big it can be, and I want to know.
Oh,
Yes, sir. So I will. I whatever the fee is, brother. I would love to spend an hour with you. You can show me that work, and best believe I'm gonna be the best student you ever had. Trust and believe that,
okay.
especially after the day. With you dropping all of this information and telling the world that it's possible to do whatever you put your mind to. You got your mind based on the Bible. People don't like talking about that, but hey, thumbs up, my brother. I'm telling you the truth. I keep a Bible so
Yeah.
close to me. The Bible
Yeah.
keeps me
Yeah.
safe. Yeah, yeah. So all right, so we're gonna go ahead and wind this down. So
Now, so
I need a public confession right now that you'll come back on the show at some point in the future so we can find out how you're still doing and keep on watering the flower, brother. Because we need water in order to keep ourselves. We need that water, brother. And I want to make sure. I just hope you understand, bro. I really appreciate with my heart, bro. I really do seeing you in that spot on Post Road and Washington Street, man. I'm telling you, it was very integral into why I do what I do today. Telling you, I
oh,
came in there all the time. I ain't never buy nothing. I just came in, I just watched, and I said, "Wow." And I was just like, let that stuff come in. They say if you have a vision, sometimes you gotta see the vision. You know what I mean? So I would just drive over there. I ain't had nothing to drive on, but I would drive there anyway. If I was on E, I say today I got to go in today. I know Saturdays is banging. I don't want to see business, and I seen it moving, and I love it, man. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for you sharing that you was a champion. Who would have knew that? Who would have knew that you was a state champion? Nobody would know that. That's powerful, bro. So that makes sense to me. Why you so powerful? Because you know that you can win at a high level, and that's powerful. Nobody can never take away a state championship from you. So powerful. So thank you, man. Thank you.
thank you, man.
If thank you was money, I'll be handing you 10 pounds of gold right now.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to work that out.
I
We're gonna have to
appreciate you,
work
brother,
that
so
out, man.
much. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if anybody wanted to do business with you, like how would they find you? Like how would they
Well,
find you if they want?
I, I have a store where I do a lot of my custom work.
Mm-hmm.
Airbrush, screen print, vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5160 East 65th Street. That's off of Benford, 65th and Benford, uh, which is another tantamount to where I come from all the
Mm-hmm.
way down from Post to all the way up north. That's big in itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I
sir.
pat
Yes,
myself on the
sir.
back for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Having multiple buildings. But yeah, that's one. 317-717-9145. That's a number to contact me. I do some consulting, a little one-on-one thing with just assessing a person where they need to go or talking them out of something that they don't need to be doing,
Yes, sir. Yes,
or
sir.
or and other things. So that's a little thing I've been working,
Yes,
to
sir.
perfect a little
Mm-hmm.
consultation prowess.
Mm-hmm.
And I got websites, but those two right there, that address and that phone number that I gave,
Okay.
that's going to be the primary ways to get in touch with me.
Okay. So the phone
Uh,
number is 317-717-9145.
that's right. And my
Okay.
event center that I have right now is open to do, public meetings, parties, conferences. I'm anticipating getting some conferences together for a daytime party to networking events and all things like that. So that's my main thing I'm doing nowadays. So yep, and I want to say I appreciate you and your platform. Because this is something I'll be wanting to do. But,
Mm-hmm.
I put some stuff out there, but you know, you get pulled in so many different ways.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I appreciate you having me back on a platform like this to say some stuff. To be interviewed. That's big, it's huge, it's major. It's not a little thing. Using technology and doing your research to find out about people. You're giving them, watering their flowers, as you say, right now. And that's major. That's major. So thank you
Well,
for allowing me the
everybody,
opportunity.
yeah, man. Well, everybody heard that you said you coming back. So when the next time you come back, I'm gonna be way more sharp and way more thorough. You know, I just wanted to make sure that the garden of your mind was watered and know that Darnell Scott, appreciates you. If nobody in the world appreciates you, I know your kids appreciate you. That's a different type of appreciation. But when the people from the world start coming to tell you, I appreciate you, man, I'm just
That's
telling
what's
you,
up,
bro.
man.
I'm
So I'm
telling you,
gonna go
bro.
back. I'm gonna subscribe to this channel, and I'm gonna make sure that I start talking about it more. To get your subscribers up. So I
Yes,
know
sir.
every subscriber is probably mean a lot to you. So I'll do
Yeah,
my part to make sure we get your views and your subscribership up because what you're doing is needed. To help people move along. Somebody is watching them. Somebody is looking after them. Somebody do want to tell their story, and that's you. That's you right now. So again, big thanks.
man. Thank you so much for being on the show today, man. This is show number 3. Two of the people that been on the show from Amberwoods, bro. Imagine that.
Okay.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
And
That's
we
what's up.
all three of us have elevated because of right there and the effective use of our hands, along with the knowledge we understand. So I appreciate you, brother, man. Thank you so much. Hey, if you don't have nothing else, I'm gonna go ahead and sign us out. You got anything else? Got any last words?
Um, I can do this for a little while, but unfortunately, I do got to get on. I'm running late
Okay.
today,
Yes,
so
sir. Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
do
sir.
got to
I
get out of
appreciate
here.
it.
But yeah, in the future, we'll be back, man.
Yes,
Most
sir.
definitely.
Man,
Thank
thank you,
you.
man. Much love, man. Much love.
You're
All
welcome.
right.
Okay.
Bang.